Movember is a social movement looking at supporting men's health here in Australia, but also around the world. We're born and raised here in Melbourne. So way back in 2003, what started as a conversation between two mates in a pub in Fitzroy in Melbourne, one of them whose birthday was coming up looked to the other one and they said, hey, do you know, it's 2003. We haven't seen a mustache for a very long time. What if we challenge people to grow a mustache, and then at the end of the year, I'll have a big birthday party and we can come and see who's got the greatest mustache out of all of our friends. And so 30 of his friends grew a mustache throughout the month of Movember, and well, what became Movember. And then at the end of November, they went to his birthday party and they crowned the very first man of Movember at the birthday party. And a couple of really interesting things happened along the way. So the first thing they noticed was that people started asking them a lot, like the mustache became a real conversation starter. People would ask them, why are you growing a mustache? What's that for? And at the same time, they looked around and saw that there was enormous, like everything was turning pink for breast cancer. So there was always a lot of breast cancer awareness, and there was nothing really for men's health. There was no, there was no kind of paint everything brown for prostate cancer or anything like that. And so they thought to themselves, here's an interesting opportunity. We can take the mustache and use it as a kind of conversation starter to turn the attention towards men's health. And so the following year, they not only grew mustaches, but also asked people to donate money. And so they raised $50,000 in that first year and donated that money to the Prostate Cancer Foundation of Australia. What was a little bit shocking to the guys who started the foundation was that more men died of prostate cancer than women died of breast cancer every year back then in 2004. And they thought to themselves, this is really bizarre because there is a lot of awareness for breast cancer, but very little awareness for prostate cancer as a male-specific cancer type. Over the course of the years, we've added in testicular cancer as another male-specific cancer that we raise funds to support. And then, of course, one of the big tragedies at the moment is that in terms of suicide, 3 out of 4 suicides in all of the countries that we have operations in, 3 out of 4 suicides are in men. And around the world, globally, 500,000 men die by suicide every year. That's 1 man every minute of the day dies by suicide in the year. So when we hear those statistics, we kind of are urged into action. We have to do something to really try and stave that off. And so when you think about the programs that we support, particularly in mental health, we've got a really strong opinion that the further upstream you move, the more likely you are to change behaviours. So one thing you'll see across all of the things we invest in mental health is there's a very strong focus on social connections, on building good social supports for men to help them through those times in life when things get tough or things go a bit astray. Prime, what we call our walking, talking billboard is the mustache. So we encourage everyone who can to grow a mustache in the month of November and then share as much as possible on social media, share as much around their network of friends to ask them to donate to support the cause. But of course, we understand not everyone can grow a mustache, and there are some reasons why you might not want to grow a mustache. I know certainly for wedding photos is always a very good excuse not to grow a mustache. But you know, for the women that would like to be around and support men's health, growing a mustache is not always feasible. So there's a couple of other ways that you can get involved. So you could do a move challenge. So we encourage for a move challenge for people to move 60 kilometers in the month, whether that be running or walking, or if you're really active, maybe swimming, or some combination in cycling. Do the 60 kilometers because the 60 kilometers is representative of the 60 men we lose every hour to suicide around the world. There's other ways you can get involved. So maybe you want to host an event. And finally, if you still haven't found a way that you want to get involved and you decide that maybe you want to do something absolutely, a really kind of wacky fundraising opportunity, you might want to run a marathon. And we call that a mow your own way. So you can do something notable that people will want to, raise awareness and maybe donate some money to. This year, more than any year before, whatever you grow could save a bro. This is going to be the most important mustache you grow. This is our most important campaign. The world has changed fundamentally around us, and we need to get around the men in our lives to support them through this new and challenging environment. And the best way you can do that is to get over to Movember.com, register your details, and become part of the movement to change the face of men's health.